Yes, people, welcome to the Real Talk Football TV Premier Debate Show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Man United 0, Liverpool not 1, not 2, but 3-0 against Manchester United. Easy work. They said it was going to be our hardest test. Arguably our easiest game so far. 3-0, no goals conceded. Tobias, Ten Hag. Is it peak for him already after 3 games? Like, literally, the floor's yours. I have my say afterwards, but you're Man United. That was easy work. I was not scared one bit.
Seems like Groundhog Day. Like, can't believe I was wanting this season to start. Take me back, man. Just take me back to the Euros when I could just watch football and just relax a bit. But the stress is, first off, you're right. Light work really made it way too easy. As soon as the first one went in, we again, as I said last time, we reverted back to type. Way too easy. Again, this has always been a consistent problem. There's not much positives you can take from the game. You've got to give credit to Liverpool. Every time they punished us on every turnover, every mistake made, we were punished. But when it got to 3, then it becomes sort of irrelevant, and you got Szoboszlai playing games. You done it without even working. You didn't even do a sweat without being out of second gear. It was way too easy. Way too easy. My fear was I wasn't confident when we come into this game at all, especially coming off a loss, because you could see the nerves in most. And the one that you don't expect to see the nerves is Casemiro. And from the first minutes in the group, I was saying, how many times is it before he even gave away the goal for the mistake? Forget about the mistake. Mistakes going to happen in football. That's regardless. You're going to get that. But he didn't do that pass once. Like he done that about 3-4 times prior to that incident. On the press, it was awful. Everything about Casemiro's game was awful today. You look at it. Kobe Mainoo's in his second season. I think we look at him sometimes as a vet. Like Rodri hasn't even started for Man City yet, and you're having a guy that's in his first season off the back of a big injury, having to start the season because how bad we are. How long you said when we signed Lenny Euro, it's been announced that Ugarte's like agreed terms. Why has it taken up until now for Ugarte to be in the game? We're still playing the same way. I looked at you guys today, and we sort of set up not too dissimilar. And Gravenberch looks like a totally different player in that system, and in how you're playing, it suits him to the ground. Was superb today, but we're playing in a way that still we even on throw-ins, there's something as basic as throw-ins. We just had no idea when you're playing the way that we're playing with the midfielders getting the ball like that. The midfielders must know where their players are going to be. They still don't know the system and where players are expected to be.
It's not the system. It's your manager, bruv. Like I said, your manager's terrible. The system or no systems. Like I said, you're like, if people watch boxing, you're a Devontae Wilder of football. You have a plan. Until it gets broken, you lot go back to type. I don't care if he brings in Ugarte, he brings in Mbappe, he brings in Vinicius Jr. Nothing will change under that manager. It's him. It's him, Tobias. Okay. It's him.
But what I was saying, does that not all go back to the manager? This is what. So you're jumping in and saying something when that is what that is. At the end of it, I wasn't going to. Who's going to be at fault for that?
Yeah, but bruv, you've been defending him for 3 years. I wasn't
denying that fact. That's not what I was denying. But we jump in. We know where we are with Ten Hag. We know where we are at the minute. I said give him first season. We're in the first season with 3 games in. What do you want me to say now? 3 games in, sack him. That makes no sense. I can't go from giving him 3 seasons to 3 games in saying sack him.
But bruv, 3 seasons. To me, 3 seasons is too much. We're not seeing no pattern of play. My man's come. Slots come in 3 games. You see what we're trying to do. First thing he does, he takes out Endo. He wants a ball playing number 6. He puts Gravenberch, who's never played there, he's really an 8, playing number 6 like he's played there all along. That's management style.
He's not playing number 6 on his own. He's playing, but it's irrespective.
Yes, but
you're right.
But the manager,
Slot is playing a good brand of football. Forget the player profile. I get where you're coming from, but I cannot sit here and say Ten Hag out after 3 games. As much as I'm here blaming him. I can blame him about his starting lineup. I can blame him about his transfers. I can blame him about the way we're playing. I'm going to sit here and tell you exactly that. But I don't see it beneficial now for me to say, you know what, sack him. What was the whole point? Might as well have sacked him after the FA Cup. From when they made that decision not to, it's crazy to just sack him after 3 games, because where'd you go? What if you look at what was our expectations this season?
You said top 4 minimum. The money you spent, top 4 is a minimum requirement.
Yes.
Minimum requirement.
Yeah.
And if he picks up a trophy, great season. But top 4 is a minimum requirement and go deep in the Europa League.
Yes. Is he out of getting what is what I've expected him to get?
Is it beyond right now? Well, I think it's after in my opinion, even after 3 games, I think it's beyond. I don't see where you're getting goals from. I don't think how you concede a lot. You don't score. Your pattern of play is bad. You've got a player who's on the most money, and I blame him for most of the stuff. And it's your manager that you've got a guy who's terrible, he's your biggest earner, but somehow plays every single minute of every game. Young Ahmad, come on. Imagine if he started. He changed the game. He was in the opposition box more than all your wingers. Garnacho worked hard and he tried to get into certain areas. Rashford done nothing. And somehow he stays on the pitch. That's on the manager. I don't care because I love it. I find it hilarious. But he is the common denominator. I'm telling you. He's terrible. Okay. He's a terrible manager.
We would have got to that way. We would have got to the starting lineup. We would have said that this is where Ten Hag. And I'm always ready to say that Ten Hag's at fault for all these things. We can go back to De Gea, Onana. We can do all of this. Definitely.
And you've got a clown. And you've got a clown in goal. He's worse.
Definitely.
He's an absolute clown. The goal for Salah the Salah goal. Where was he?
What was he doing? Why was he on the other? And this is where I'm going to get to Onana. And this is where it's like, how far do you want me to delve into it? The mistakes are crazy in what he's done, and even because I thought, don't get me wrong, I will sit here and say I thought that Onana was much better than what I'm seeing now.
Yeah.
Positionally, he doesn't look like a goalkeeper. It looks like you've got your goalkeeper's got sent off, and you're putting your left back in goal at times. This is what it looks like to me, Onana, positionally especially. But that's on his head. Mason Mount on his head. Transfers prior on his head, and it's a lot. But I always said I'll give him 3 seasons to where we was, so we digress all the time when it comes to our situation and how we are. If we solely look at Rashford at the minute, Rashford is not. This is where Ten Hag doesn't help himself. Like, you cannot. If you went into that game now and you started Ahmad, Xerxes, and Rashford, cool, whatever. You cannot then put Garnacho in over Ahmad. That's madness. Like, you're losing even the ones that are backing you from doing that. Like, make a decision. If you want to play Garnacho, then that means you've got to play Rashford up top. If that's what you want to do, because you cannot.
Just don't play him at all. Don't play him at all.
But that's irrelevant. I'm saying if you wanted to start him, then you had an excuse to start him up front. In terms of, you can say, Xerxes is still not fit, if you know what I mean. But you can't then come in and say, you know what, Diallo. So you start losing respect from even the ones that are backing you. Like, to allow yourself and the way the midfield has been neglected for transfers is crazy to me. We needed more than Agate. Like, factually, that was needed. So, listen, there's too much in my head. Like, today, it's what do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about the game? Do we want to talk about where Ten Hag is? Ten Hag is where he is at the minute. It is from now on. It's like I was concerned about these 3 games, Brighton and yourselves, massively. Like, crazy. I was highly concerned about them games for him. Now we've got 3 points out of the 3, a smashing by you. Like, if they would have even made it half competitive, I think he would have had an argument. But now he's winning no favors. Now he's got 2 weeks to sit on it. Everyone's got 2 weeks to stew on it. It's going to get worse. So the spotlight is firmly upon Ten Hag. So you're looking at Ten Hag. He's got to do like an 8 to 10 game unbeaten run. Because otherwise, and this is mine. You can allow yourself 2 draws. You can allow
a run, bro.
But you can allow yourself 2 draws within that, because within the next 8 games, it's gonna get peak. If things don't get better at the minute, and the only thing I will say is that the Agate is coming late. Whether or not you think they're gonna make a difference, that's irrespective. The Agate is coming late.
To me, it's irrespective. No. This is you. Like you've got the new regime. Like you can't blame. It's a new regime. You lot have done this. You've got new people. You've got basically best in class in getting players. This is all on you guys. Like there is no excuse for Ten Hag or your committee or your transfer people who's doing all the transfers. These are all on everybody. And to me, the buck stops with Ten Hag. So it doesn't matter if Agate comes in late.
But okay.
This is what they've done. And to tell you the truth, Agate is not going to... Bro, Agate is not going to do anything to make your team better. Until you get rid of the manager, it don't matter, bro.
Did you not just say to? Did not just say to? The only thing I can, it's like you're trying to trigger me to say something that I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say.
You're talking about all these players. It don't matter.
No, because, brother, what do you want me to say? So you're waiting for me to just say Ten Hag out. As soon as I start, I mentioned Agate's name, and you're jumping in, chatting nonsense about going on a tangent. Like, let me finish what I've got to say before you want to come in and tell me, because what do you want me to say otherwise? Do you want me to say Ten Hag out, done the thing? It doesn't make no sense. I said from the first thing I said to you is, whether you believe Agate is going to make a difference is irrespective. If as a fan, the only thing I can do is look at it as it is. And Agate, the Euro, the Ligt coming up to speed, Mazwari, Xerxes, Hoyland coming back. That's 5-6 players that should have been bedded in by now. So if I'm looking at it from a positive, he needs to hope that clicks as quick as possible. Because if it doesn't, then it's going to be a problem. Clearly. So there's no hiding place for Ten Hag. I'm not saying that there is. Whether you believe it's going to make a difference or not, the only thing you can look at, or I can look at as a fan after what I'm seeing, is that with all these players coming in as they did late, yes, transfer committee, all on us, factual. They made these decisions. They dallied over someone. You knew you wanted Ligt, Mazwari, and Agate from the longest time. It shouldn't have taken you this long to come in. Bartering over, you set in a standpoint in terms of value. So you you're caught between the devil and the sea, bro. Like, what do you want to do? Do you know what I mean? They've got to set a precedent somewhere, so they didn't pay what their teams apparently wanted, although they got it in a different way.
Okay, that is fine. That is fine. But you're talking about you're hoping to bed in. If we're looking by past history, there's not one player that Ten Hag's bought that's bedded in. So if you think these guys are going to come in and make these teams and make these players better, history's shown that the players he's bought, they don't bed in. Like I said, it don't matter who they buy, as long as he goes.
That's what's going to determine whether he stays or not. Clearly, isn't it?
Well, history.
That is it now. There's no hiding place for Ten Hag. Ten Hag is on the front line. He's been there for the longest time now. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll know within the next 5 to 10 games whether Ten Hag will be here to the end of the season.
If you last that long.
That's it. That's it.
Tell you the truth, I ain't really got much to say of Liverpool. It's literally another win, 3 wins, no losses. The test was supposed to be today. I'm happy with Arne Slot, the way we're playing, the style of play we're playing. A proper manager that comes in and changes a style of play. A proper manager with basically no signings, with one signings, basically come in and made us defensively strong and really batter Man United at Old Trafford. So, I just think Man United, player-wise, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. Like I said, the common denominator is that manager. Until that manager goes, it don't matter who comes in. The same things are going to apply. With Casemiro, Casemiro's been doing this for the past 18 months now. This ain't nothing new. Now, what's happening is that his mistakes are leading to goals. But he's been doing this for ages. He's just getting away with it. Every time I used to watch Man United, he used to give away some mad passes. Teams are just blowing past him and they might not score. But this time now, teams are scoring. This is all on Ten Hag, but we'll see anyway. Tobias, last word from you.
If you really want to know what I want to say to you right now,
Oh, this look.
I can fit in one word. I'm so pissed right now, yeah. I'm looking at these guys' stupid face in the background. And hearing you talk the most grease I've ever heard, yeah. All I needed right now was fucking 1906 to be here, adding some sort of something. I think I would just threw my laptop out the window. But we are where we are, man. I'm here. Yeah, win, lose.
Yeah, fair play.
Well, lose, I'm here all the time. I've had the sevens, I've had the fives,
yeah,
I've had the threes.
beaters.
It's Groundhog Day to me, man. Like I'm not surprised. Like Diaz's voice, I'm not surprised, bro. Like I knew this was coming. I was hoping that it was going to be half competitive to give Ten Hag half of a chance, but he can't hide no more. Ten Hag's effectively got his team. We shouldn't be going back to type with a different set of players. And it just seems like it's too easy. Like the mentality of these guys is just not there. Everything's too big for all of them.
I agree. Long may it continue. Ten Hag in. We are out.